Hi everybody! So if you've seen any of my other makeup videos, you know that I always start all of them with my whole face already done, minus the eyes, just like this. I do this because I don't find the face makeup to be interesting at all. I just like to focus on the eyes and I like to focus my creativity on the eyes. And also my face routine rarely ever changes. Occasionally I will try some new products here and there, or I'll try to switch things up, but for the most part, it's always the same every day and it very gradually evolves over time. So today, like you probably guessed, I'm gonna do my whole face routine just for anyone who is curious. I wanna have this video just to be able to direct people to it because I don't do any of my face makeup on camera. I've already done a video like this, but it's a few years old and I just want to update it, so I'm just going to do that today. Also, I'm not going to go through any skincare today just because that is very in-depth, and if you're interested, I will for sure do a whole dedicated video to my skincare routine, but that's not what is going to happen today. So if you're interested in how I do my base, just keep watching, I guess. Let's start now. Okay, so skincare is on. Let's just get started with primer. So I definitely don't really believe in primer. I've talked a lot of shit about primer, but I've been giving this one a fair chance lately. This is the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer. So I just slap it on. I definitely don't notice any difference in the way my makeup applies or the way my makeup wears throughout the day, but I do like the little bit of luminosity that it gives my skin. I use a lot of powders, so I like anything that will add any kind of dewiness to my skin. And I just rub it in like this. It also does make my skin feel a little less dry. I don't have dry skin. I probably have more like combination skin. It doesn't get super dry, it doesn't get super oily, just like a little bit of both here and there. But I don't like my skin to feel dry, so I don't hate this primer. I've used like a decent amount of it. There's a pretty good dip in it. I've been giving it a really fair chance and it's my favorite primer I've ever tried. I don't know, it's fine, I like it. Next is concealer. So my favorite concealer is the I literally almost called this Shart, but the Tarte Shape Tape. But I'm not gonna repurchase it because of the price. It's like 30 something dollars. It's just, it lasts a long time and you don't need much of it at all, but I just can't spend that much money on a product. So I've been trying out the ColourPop Pretty Fresh concealer, and I like this Pretty Fresh concealer quite a bit for the face. I feel like the coverage is fine. Like I have that red spot there and then I just kind of tap it over, build it up a little bit, but I don't love, I kind of just blended it all away, huh? I'm gonna use a brush actually. So I do like the coverage that it gives. I like definitely more of like a natural coverage and a natural finish. I like that it's hydrating, but I don't love the texture that it gives me under my eyes. I've been playing around with different eye creams, different moisturizers and skincare, and different obviously primers and things to try to make this work, but I feel like it just kind of, I don't know, it really emphasizes under eye texture for me, but I'm really trying to make it work because I like the price point and I like that it's hydrating and I don't mind the coverage. But if you have any recommendations for something that's more similar to Shape Tape but maybe just a little more hydrating, let me know, because I still don't have a favorite concealer. I've heard really good things about the, whoa, oh no! I've heard really good things about the e.l.f. Hydro Camo Concealer, I think that's what it's called. And I'm definitely open to giving that one a try. So I apply a little bit of concealer under my eyes and then anywhere that there's like an active blemish. So I actually have a few right now. I think they're hormonal. And then I kind of just tap it into the skin. So today I skipped eye cream and I think that actually helped a lot with the texture under here. So at this point lately I've been adding cream blush. This is a new step, but I've been doing it for the past couple weeks and I kind of like it. So this is the e.l.f. Putty Blush in the shade, it doesn't say. It's the lightest one, like the lightest like peachy one. And I literally just tap it on. I like this because it's not overly emollient. It's really easy to apply with your fingers or with a brush. It blends out really well. So far so good. I don't know if I love it more than powder blush, and usually I'll add powder blush on top of it anyway. I'm really just giving it a try and seeing how I like it, but so far so good. I put a little on my nose, like that. I want to eventually transition probably maybe into using mostly cream products because I just love the look of it. So I'm dipping my toes into creams with this. So next I'm gonna set my concealer, and I like to use this Juvia's Place loose powder under my eyes. I like to use loose powder under my eyes. I just find it to be less thick and less texture enhancing than more of like a pressed powder. And just like with whatever's in the cap, I just kind of tap it onto my brush. I use a very small amount of product for this. I just want to do this so I don't crease. I love this powder because I feel like it kind of blurs. I feel like it smooths everything out. And then for face, I will sometimes just use the loose powder all over my face. Sometimes I'll go in with a powder foundation. I use the Revolution, what is this? The Conceal and Defined. It's a powder foundation with hyaluronic acid, so it's not, I mean, it's dry, but it's not super dry. I'll use the loose powder if I feel like my skin looks fine and I just want to mattify it and kind of smooth everything out. I'll use the powder foundation if I want a little bit more coverage and I want to even out my skin tone. I'm gonna just go in with the Revolution powder foundation, but I use a fluffy brush for it, so I don't get it to be full coverage. I just use it to add a little bit of coverage. I like the easy application of powder. I've been trying out tinted moisturizers lately, but they're so much more high maintenance than this, which is just like that easy, you know? And see, it doesn't really cover up all that blush either. It does cover it a little, obviously, because there's pigment in this powder, but it kind of just blurs it and blends it in, kind of looks like a very, very natural blush effect. I just love it so much, but I want to be that bitch that wears cream products and looks dewy and glowy at all times. I just don't know how. Okay, so after the powder is all on, I'll add lip balm. I don't use lip balm in the very beginning because just applying powders to my face, it kind of like, they just fuck with each other if lip balm gets on the brush or if powder gets on the lip balm. Like, I just don't want to deal with that. So I keep 3 options at my little makeup station here. One is a clear lip balm, e.l.f. Ride or Die, and then these 2 are colored. So this is the e.l.f. Ride or Die Peach, and then this is really cool. This is the Milani Green Goddess. This is that type of balm that kind of reacts to your skin's pH and turns pink. So there it is on my hand. It doesn't want to focus, but whatever. The e.l.f. Ride or Die lip balms are super sticky and very glossy, and I love the look of them. The Green Goddess, it's not very shiny, not very glossy, and I feel like it doesn't really hydrate as well, but I like the color. I think today I'm just gonna go with clear. I just kind of choose whatever I'm feeling at the moment, but in like 99% of my videos, I'm wearing one of these literally in every video. Okay, so next I contour. Don't be mad at me. I am kind of mad at myself, but this is the shade that I use to contour. It's from this palette. I use this Safe Word shade because honestly, I just don't want to be wasteful. I bought this palette when it launched, and long before anything came out, anyone knew anything about how bad this person is. I do not support him or his brand anymore. I've already decluttered all of the products that I have from him, which wasn't really that much, but I did declutter. It's just that this shade is the perfect contour shade for me, and it is so difficult for me to find shades like this. It is almost impossible because contour shades that are sold are honestly usually just bronzer shades, and it really bothers me because I am a very pale person. I need a cool toned, light contour, and seems like nobody sells anything like that. If you know of any brand or any product that is very similar to this, very cool toned, light brown, please let me know. I'm trying my best. I'm gonna use this one up because I have it, obviously. I'm not gonna be wasteful and throw away a product that is fine, but as soon as I use this up, this whole thing is going away. Anyway, I contour the cheekbones like everybody. I like to contour right around the temple. I also like to contour the hairline. I like to contour this like little dip in my nose here. So that's what it looks like before it's blended out. I'm still kind of getting the hang of this. I want my nose to look like a cute little like button nose, so that's why I do this. And then next is blush. I've been using the same brush, by the way, for this whole thing. So I did my powder, my contour, and now I'm gonna do my blush with this brush. And this makes it easy because then I don't have to wash like so many brushes and it works just fine. And then same with this, I've been using this tiny brush for concealer, under eye powder, and then the little bit of contour. So literally only 2 brushes so far. I like to keep it very simple. So for blush, this is one of the only products that I change day to day, just honestly based on nothing but vibes, just whatever I'm feeling that day. I don't match my blush to my look. I just kind of wear whatever I feel like wearing. Today I want to use the Cover FX blush. This is the monochromatic blush duo. Just because I haven't worn this in a while. Looks like this. One side is matte, one side is shimmery. And I think I want to do the matte side today. These are super pigmented, so I just use a tiny bit. And then I like to apply my blush in the trendy way, the way that everyone is doing right now. Instead of blushing like the apples and following the cheekbones, I like to blush the apples like right under the eyes and bring it over the nose and a little bit under the nose, a little bit on the chin just for balance. I did this blush technique in my e-girl video and it's just kind of what I like to do. All right, so at this point I spray my face. I use the ColourPop Pretty Fresh spray. I don't use this as a way to make my makeup last longer. These sprays don't really work that way despite how they're advertised. I use these just to kind of melt all of the layers of product that I just used, all of those powders. It kind of melts them together and adds a little bit of like dewy glow to my skin. So I used to do this step and feel like I really needed to. Like I used to feel like my skin was just like super dry. But honestly, since using the Luminous Putty Primer, I don't feel as dry anymore. So that is why I like that primer. But I still do this step anyway, just because I like the look it gives. So next I do freckles. I put on fake freckles every day. I like the look of it. I think it's cute. My favorite way to apply fake freckles is to dip a bobby pin into bronzer. It's very time consuming, but the effect is so pretty and natural. But I have this freckle pen and I want to use this as much as I can before it dries up. So I've been using this a lot. I don't love the effect as much, but if I take my time with it and only do a couple little dots and then tap them in, it still looks pretty natural in my opinion. It gets really unnatural if you try to do too many and then tap them in after they've already dried. It doesn't really look as good, so I just really take my time with this. And I apply the freckles over the bridge of my nose, and then I kind of just follow the blush. So over the bridge of the nose and then along the top of the cheek here. And then I do apply some over the eyebrow, like this, a little bit over the temples, like that. I kind of concentrate my freckles like around the eyes, even though that's not necessarily the most natural. That's not how freckles really appear. Well, that honestly, no, that is how I have natural freckles too. They're pretty light because I wear sunscreen, but I do get freckles. And this area here is where I get them, so never mind what I just said. I think it looks fine. So there's one side done. So I like to apply my highlighter on top of my freckles because I feel like the freckles look a little bit more natural if they're showing through a product rather than sitting on top of everything. I also like to choose my highlight based on how I'm feeling that day. But I will occasionally use a colorful highlighter like a blue or a green or a purple or something if I do want to match my highlighter to a look that I'm planning. I don't know what eye look I'm going to do yet today, so I'm just going to use the Flexitarian ColourPop Super Shock highlighter. This is one of my favorites. I just love it. It's very impactful and shiny without being glittery. And don't get me wrong, I love a glittery highlight every now and then, but this one is just so stunning. It's like wet. I tap it right around my eye. I put a little bit over the tip of my nose. I like to put my highlighter on the bridge of my nose in between my eyes. I just think that's pretty. I think it draws a lot of attention to the eyes without being too much. And then a little, oh, that was too much, but I do like to put a little over the chin too, just for balance. And right above the eyebrow, right above the arch of the brow. Okay, and then finally I do my brows. I do my brows last because I do like to add that highlight right above the brow, and I don't want to have to be super careful not to mix highlight into a finished brow, so I just do my brows last. I do like to test out different products for my brows, like brow pens or powders, just because I go through products so quickly. I like to try out different brands, but my favorite combination is the ColourPop Brow Boss pencil and the ColourPop Brow Boss gel. I just think that it's the easiest and it looks the best and it's a really good shade for me, and so that's what I do. I don't do anything fancy with my brows. I just kind of fill in any sparse areas. I correct the shape just a little bit. Yeah, I literally just kind of fill in what's there. I like the little spoolie on the end because then I just brush it through. This blends out the product, makes it look more soft, more natural. So I just literally follow the shape of my brow. And then once the pencil is on, I will just use a brow gel. I like the ColourPop one, and just kind of brush my hairs into the place that I want them. I like the Billie Eilish brow, so I like the inner part to be kind of straight up, almost in. And then I just comb the rest kind of out and then flat like that. That's it. That's my routine. That's what I do before I come on camera to do my eyes. I hope you found it interesting. It's not that I don't find it interesting, it's just that I find the face makeup to be the least interesting part of all makeup applications. At least for me, I like to focus my creativity on my eyes. I like to do something different with my eyes every day, and I don't do that with my face. Let me know what else you want to see from me. I'm open to whatever. Just let me know. All of my social media will be linked down below if you want to be friends. Let's be friends. And I just want to say thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!